Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Opposition parties are trying to defy recent history by attempting to put together a coalition of divergent opposition parties divided by their regional interests and ambitions. The previous experiments have bombed spectacularly, with the exception of 1976 coalition led by Jai Prakash Narayan's movement against the emergency imposed by the then Indira Gandhi government. We are being told now that the Patna conference has rekindled that magic and that the regional satraps will once again unite, putting aside their differences and even ambitions behind a common cause to defeat the BJP and more specifically Narendra Modi in 2024. However, the ground realities suggest otherwise. Viewers, today a regional powerhouse in the south, the Telangana Rashtra Samiti or the Bharat Rashtra Samiti, came out with a sharp attack on the Congress party and Rahul Gandhi, widely projected as the face of anti-BJP bloc. Telangana's minister and working president of the BRS TRS, call it what you will, K.T. Ramarao, today dismissed the Congress and its leadership's credentials, saying they were serving Italy's interest. While the TRS is not part of the opposition unity effort, the stinging rejection of the Congress and the Gandhi Parivar has put the divisions within the opposition ranks in sharp focus. From Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress to Kejriwal's Aam Aadmi Party to Akhilesh Yadav's Samajwadi Party to NCP's Ajit Pawar, none of these parties are willing to cede an inch to the Congress, that is the necessary glue for the opposition unity efforts to survive and show any result. On the NewsHour, we debate tonight if opposition unity is ultimately going to be just a photo op as suggested by the Prime Minister and Home Minister, or is it something more? Let's first listen in to BRS Minister K.T. Ramarao, who mocks the dynastic politics of the Congress, saying the only sacrifices it possibly has made was for Italy, not India. Listen in.
మమ్మల్ని విమర్శిస్తుంది ఎవరు అసలు? కాంగ్రెస్, బీజేపీ. రైట్. ఏ కాంగ్రెస్? జవహర్లాల్ నెహ్రూ గారి కూతురు ఇందిరాగాంధీ గారి కొడుకు రాజీవ్ గాంధీ గారి భార్య సోనియా గాంధీ గారి సుపుత్రుడు రాహుల్ గాంధీ అధ్యక్షుడిగా, వాళ్ళ చెల్లి ప్రియాంక గాంధీ గారు జనరల్ సెక్రటరీగా ఉన్న పార్టీ ఇవాళ మా మీద వచ్చి కుటుంబ పాలనను విమర్శిస్తే గొంగళలో కూర్చుని ఎంట్రుకలు ఏరుకున్నట్టుండదు. దేశం
కోసం త్యాగాలు చేసిన కుటుంబం.
ఏ దేశం కోసం?
భారతదేశం.
ఇటలీ కోసం చాలాగా.
You heard that interview to a Telugu channel. Clearly he said, what are you talking about? Sacrifices by the Gandhi family where? In India or in Italy? Now that is the kind of mocking that we saw today. Not just that, in fact, if you look at the other parties as well, it is Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury who actually even called Mamata Banerjee as if she was going to actually. Let's also listen in to the Telangana Congress Committee, which responded to KTR on this issue before we go to Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury and what he had to say about Mamata Banerjee.
I think Cabinet Minister of Telangana, KTR ji, has forgotten about the history. You have become the Cabinet Minister today just because she delivered Telangana, which she promised before 2009 polls, and you are enjoying this power just because of the sacrifice Sonia ji has made. Today you are enjoying and you are talking, sitting there is nonsense, and you have to really look back where you came from. Neither you are a part of agitation during Telangana formation. 1,200 people have been sacrificed their lives to the formation. You were sitting in America and enjoying the benefits and enjoying your job there. Hold your tongue and be respectable to the people, okay, and especially to Sonia Gandhi.
In earlier occasion also, it was reported that Mamata Banerjee was injured during the election campaign. Entire matter is stage managed only to exploit the emotion of the voters. So I think I will suggest Mamata Banerjee that she should seek apology to the common people for misleading her stage managed injury.
এবং তাকে যে কোনো চিকিৎসকও বলবেন একবার আমরা যে কোনো কারুর হলে আমরা বলতাম একবার এক্সরে এমআরআই এগুলো করে নিয়ে যাতে দেখে নেয় যে ব্যথাটার আঘাত কতখানি ইত্যাদি। তা নিয়ে বিরোধীরা যেভাবে করছেন এটা একেবারে ব্যক্তিকুৎসার নোংরামির পর্যায়ে গেছে, এটা মানুষ বিচার করবে।
And not just now. Listen in to what various leaders have had to say about Rahul Gandhi in the past.
जाने के कांग्रेस डर रहा है, चुनाव में जाने के लिए कांग्रेस डर रहा है, इससे साफ जाहिर है। बस यही जवाब है मेरा, और क्या है? मैं क्या, राहुल गांधी क्या फैक्टर है जी मालूम है सबको दुनिया में। द बिगेस्ट बफून इन द कंट्री, everybody knows. Whole country has seen in the open assembly how he went to Mr. Narendra Modi and hugged him, the way he is winking. वो क्या है, वो तो हमारे लिए प्रॉपर्टी है, जितना वो आए ना उतना हम ज्यादा सीट जीतेंगे।
বলতে পারে ছেলেদের, আমি এটা নিয়ে প্লিজ আমি একটা কথা বলি, তার কথা সে বলেছে, বলতে দিন না। ছোট ছেলে একটু বলতে চাই, বলুক না, কি যায় আসে। সে বলেছে বলে কি আমাকেও বলতে হবে? আমি বলবো না, কারণ আমার বলার প্রয়োজন পড়ে।
Meanwhile, as the Congress party firefights, the question is, can the party galvanize the opposition to counter the Modi wave? Here, the Home Minister dismissed this dream, taking a punch at Rahul Gandhi and the several times that the Congress has tried to launch and relaunch him.
20 से ज्यादा पार्टियां इकट्ठा कर ली नीतीश बाबू, मगर ये 20 पार्टियां है कौन? ये 20 पार्टियां वो हैं जिन्होंने 2004 से 14 में 20 लाख करोड़ रुपए का घपला घोटाला और भ्रष्टाचार किया है। और ये बिहार की भूमि जयप्रकाश की भूमि है, जहां से भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ आंदोलन शुरू हुआ था। मगर कांग्रेस हर साल 20 साल से, कितने साल से, जरा जोर से बोलो, 20 साल से, कितने साल से? 20 साल से राहुल बाबा का लॉन्चिंग कर रही है, मगर ये लॉन्चिंग नहीं होते। इस बार भी कांग्रेस ने पटना में राहुल बाबा का लॉन्चिंग का एक विफल प्रयास किया है।
Well, since the opposition is not ceding space to Rahul Gandhi, is that the reason why the Congress party and Rahul Gandhi have taken up the challenge and tried to take center space to prove a point? From leading democracy debates in the United States to landing in Manipur to changing venues from Shimla to Bengaluru for the opposition unity meet, is all of this being done to send the message of the Congress party's pan-India relevance? Look at these visuals of Mr. Rahul Gandhi in Manipur earlier today. First, wanted to go by road, and then when security became an issue, was asked to go by chopper. And in the middle of all this, along with the visuals that are just coming in, Rahul Gandhi camping in Manipur to send a message to the opposition leaders. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the legitimate question on the NewsHour tonight. Is Modi or Rahul Gandhi the bigger challenge for the opposition? That's the question, and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the NewsHour first. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, national spokesperson of the BJP, Shubhrastha founder, the Churn, Dinesh Chowdary, spokesperson of the BRS, Dr. Nawal Kishore, also joining us tonight, spokesperson of the RJD, Riju Dutta, national spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress. But my first question goes to Dr. Sanjay Jha, author and suspended Congress leader. Dr. Sanjay Jha, what's going on? How many discordant notes do you want to strike in a single raga? Adhiranjan, his words against Mamata Banerjee borders, on being disrespectful on somebody's personal health issues. He's actually calling her as if she's stage managing her foot injury. She's done it before, that's what he said. You're having problems with the Aam Aadmi Party on the UCC, just as the Aam Aadmi Party has with you on the ordinance issue. What's going on? On the other side, there is another opposition bloc of which, as of now, the BRS is the leader. Other parties have been with their leaders in the past in rallies, could go there easily. Which opposition is the real opposition? Number one, you heard KTR's statement as well today. Is Rahul Gandhi's bigger challenge to prove himself as the leader of the opposition pack or to take on Narendra Modi?
Navika, you have asked several questions. I'll try and respond to them very, very quickly and precisely. Number one, I don't think Rahul Gandhi was sending a message to the opposition when he went to Manipur today. He was actually sending a message to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who campaigned in Karnataka along with his Home Minister, went to America, and as Nirmala Sitharaman publicly said, he was campaigning in America, while in Manipur, citizens of India were actually being brutally murdered in a very violent ethnic clash. And this is the Prime Minister of India. I think Rahul Gandhi has demonstrated today what a political leader should be like. In a crisis, you rise up for your people. But I'll tell you what happens, Navika, in a fascist leadership or in a fascist culture. Mr. Modi has a strong man image. To protect his image, he never wants to see himself as vulnerable or in a crisis. Therefore, when COVID escalates, he is missing in action, but he will put his face on a COVID certificate. When Manipur is burning, he will disappear completely. Later, after several weeks, Amit Shah will land up. And as we can see, the Home Minister who could not even contain the riots in Delhi, it's very impossible to expect him to do anything in Manipur. So I think at the very beginning, Rahul Gandhi's message to the is not to the opposition, is to the BJP, that your double engine has been a trouble engine for this country, and it is going to derail in 2024 in a remarkable catastrophic collapse. Point number two, I have friends in the opposition, Navika, and I say this on your program with complete responsibility, and I'm sharing with you something authentic. The conversations that happened in the Patna summit, which is likely to be repeated in Shimla where it goes to an advanced stage, was held in an extremely cordial atmosphere. And by the way, the rapport between the leaders was exceptional. I agree, however, that the Shimla summit will be an advancement. There are some things that the opposition needs to get a fix on. But I want to mention this upfront. I have been part of the Congress, but I'm critical of Adhir Ranjan Chowdary making the kind of outrageous remarks he's made in the past, or if he were to do so in the future. I do believe all spokespersons, whether it's Riju or other people, need to understand that at a larger macro level, the opposition is getting together, and India will have a new Prime Minister in 2024. The BJP is seeing the writing on the wall after Himachal, Karnataka. And I'm telling you right now, as far as Telangana is concerned, Navika, hear it out from me, the dynamics in Telangana are changing remarkably. And I'll tell you why KCR is a nervous man, why his party is acutely, shall we say, in trepidation. Because Telangana, the Congress is seeing an upswing after Karnataka. The BJP is going to languish in the third position. And it is going to be a battle between the BRS or TRS, whatever you want to choose, versus the Congress. So, but then anyway, in any case, KCR is not part of the opposition team. So he can behave like the BJP. He can talk like the BJP. I don't think the opposition party really cares.
Well, Sanjay Jha, may I just update you, considering you are in touch with so many of the opposition leaders who talked about the cordial atmosphere. The venue has changed from Shimla to Bengaluru now, and this was announced by Mr. Sharad Pawar today. So clearly there is some messaging that you might have missed. And may I also tell you that a week ago, Adhir Ranjan Chowdary called Mamata Banerjee a great underminer of alliance politics and went ahead to term her as a Trojan horse to undermine this own opposition unity. So Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, with all of these facts on the table, the question is, who is Mr. Rahul Gandhi at this moment up against? Mr. Narendra Modi or other opposition parties, because he has to prove his credentials before they will accept him as the leader of the pack?
Navika, first of all, I have a complaint to make.
कहते हैं डूबते को तिनके का सहारा बहुत होता है। यहाँ पूरी कांग्रेस टाइटैनिक की तरह डूब रही थी। आपने बीआरएस के लीडर का स्टेटमेंट चलाया, क्या बीती होगी कांग्रेस पार्टी पर, सोचिए जरा। And I will talk about the Mahathakbandhan and why I call it the Thakbandhan, I'll tell you. ऐसा कोई सगा नहीं जिसे कांग्रेस ने ठगा नहीं। ठगा कैसे? You remember Rajasthan, BSP was supporting the Rajasthan government and they ensured the defection of 5 MLAs of the BSP in the Congress party. What they got in return was they allied with the left in West Bengal, seateं आई एक, and that one MLA has now defected to TMC. तो दूसरों को ठगोगे तो खुद भी ठगे जाओगे. But the important point is the contradictions that are there, and I also have friends in the Congress like Sanjay Jha has in the opposition. I will tell you the senior most Congress leaders are saying पार्टी हम इतनी बुरी नहीं थे, लेकिन राहुल गांधी ने आके हमारी लंका लगा दी, कुछ भी सही नहीं बोलता है. And they are leaderless today. They are agendaless today. There are so many contradictions, some of them you pointed out, and now they are pitted against whom? Shri Narendra Modi ji, the tallest leader in the world, not just in India, who is serving the country and the state of Gujarat before that for 21 long years, never lost an election. And Rahul Gandhi on the other end, the family fiefdom of Amethi also, he could not retain, he lost that. Second, Narendra Modi ji's reputation impeccable, no charges of corruption even on his cabinet. Rahul Gandhi is a disqualified MP who is out on bail on corruption charges. Third and very important, if Congress was such strong a party, they would have the confidence to take on the BJP individually without any alliance. But the fact that they are rushing to Bihar and to other places to form an alliance and begging for support shows how inherently weak the Congress has become. Third, and not the last thing I want to point out, the contradictions. What is their stand on the UCC? The JDU has supported, the Aam Aadmi Party has supported the UCC now. What will they do? Congress party welcomes the arrest of Manish Sisodia and at the same time shares the table with them. Aam Aadmi Party says Sharad Pawar, Lalu Prasad Yadav are corrupt and they share the stage with them. Then we have seen how even the other parties have contradiction in terms. They do not have a single agenda, and that is why Amit Shah ji very rightly said, ये राहुल गांधी है क्या जो लॉन्च ही नहीं होता है? He is like a balloon with 1,000 holes. You might put in some hot air, but this balloon is not going to rise.
But that's not fair, Gaurav Bhatia. There is also a question about Manipur that was raised by Mr. Sanjay Jha. You must respond to that. He's gone to Manipur.
I will answer that.
Yeah. Please,
I will answer.
Please answer that. It's a valid
Yes,
question that he is
that.
raising, and the messaging there is actually to the center as well.
Absolutely. The situation in Manipur is after the verdict of the High Court, and the matter is sub judice before the Honorable Supreme Court. Very responsibly, as a spokesperson of a responsible party, I can say this. Shri Amit Shah ji himself was in the state. He headed a meeting and decisions have been taken. Peace will be restored there. But is it not irresponsible on part of Rahul Gandhi? Is it not vulture politics that wherever there is an opportunity for him, even at the cost of the integrity of the country or, chaos in the state, he rushes there? Is it not for his own safety? I heard a cop there in the state saying that Rahul Gandhi's visit itself is giving a wrong impression to the locals. I think he should act more responsibly, and we should all have faith in the Home Minister of the country, who is also looking at the matter and is briefing the Honorable Prime Minister. I need not say more on a situation which is live as we discuss this issue.
Sanjay Jha wants to respond. Sanjay Jha.
Navika, let me tell you, if supposing in America there was some kind of a civil war happening in the Midwest or California, Joe Biden would have cancelled his official visit to India. Here you have an Indian Prime Minister where the citizens of his own country are bleeding.
Well, that's a
in
facile
the
argument, I would say, Dr. Sanjay Jha, because there is a home minister and the home minister was
Capitol
camping
Hill,
there.
what
But you're not. But you're not
Capitol Hill.
responding. You're not responding
Erstwhile
to
Donald
the charges. You're not
was
responding.
himself,
Okay.
infuriating people,
Why
inciting
are you
mob.
interrupting me, Gaurav? I'm
Do
speaking.
you remember that?
I'm speaking. Don't interrupt me. I didn't interrupt you, Gaurav. So listen to
I'm
me.
not
now.
interrupting,
Over
I'm just
100
No,
people
let
are
me
dead in
let me
Manipur.
let
You know
me
the
get
number?
I will.
let me
Over
get the
50,000
debate
are
back
homeless.
onto
Does it
the
matter to your
topic.
government?
The question, Dr. Sanjay Jha, is
Okay, will you apologize then for the 1984 riots? 3,006
I'm waiting for Narendra Modi to
killed
do
in
that
a
for
pogrom,
2002
and
riots
Rajiv
first.
Gandhi saying when a big tree falls, the earth
Will
shakes.
Narendra Modi apologize for 2002?
I demand an apology
Navika, he's
from
trying
you,
to derail the
even
topic
though you
on
are not a
Manipur.
Congress
Well,
person.
well,
Will
that's-
Sonia Gandhi,
He's trying to
Rahul
derail
Gandhi,
the
well,
forget
let's
what
come
you
back
did?
to the main
For
topic.
1984
Let's come back to the main topic
butchered.
of the opposition. And the question I want to ask you is, yes, there is a situation in America, in Manipur. Yes, there is the issue of Rahul Gandhi's US travel, where he raised the issue of democracy, etc. Clearly,
The Home
some
Minister is
would look at it,
matter,
as an analyst, I would look at it that Rahul Gandhi is obviously putting himself center stage, nothing wrong with that. But how does that work with the opposition is the question we are asking on this
There
debate.
is.
And Riju Dutta.
144 has been invoked. He cannot visit. He is also a citizen of the country. He has to abide with the law of the country.
Gaurav Bhatia, over 100 people are
144
dead.
has been invoked.
Mr. Bhatia, 50,000 people are homeless. Does it matter to your government? Or are you so shameless, immoral, and third grade that you're going to go campaigning all over the country?
Well, may
Apologize to the people.
I come in and bring the debate back onto the rails. You know, it does. You know, there are measures that need to be taken. They are being taken as we speak. That's what Gaurav Bhatia has said. He said it is a live situation, and we leave it at that. You know, if Mr. Rahul Gandhi has gone there and he has to be given security, he is being given security. But that's not the point. The point is, Riju Dutta, is it okay to be part of an alliance where you meet on the 23rd of June, when you come out, the ordinance becomes a flashpoint. The Aam Aadmi Party says something. After a few days, the UCC is announced by the Prime Minister in terms of the intent towards going towards it. And Aam Aadmi Party says we support it, and Congress then virtually runs after them, tears them apart. Adhir Ranjan Chowdary using all kinds of, name calling for Mamata Banerjee. Is this how a united opposition operates? I just want to understand.
Navika ji, on 23rd of June, after the Patna summit got over, at 4:15 p.m., Mamata Banerjee did a press conference. And there was all these stalwart opposition leaders like Mr. Kejriwal, Mr. Stalin, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, Mr. Kharge, and all the other, Nitish Kumar and all the other leaders. And they spoke the same language. They were in unison about the fact that there is a creeping emergency in the country, and all like-minded, democratic, secular, progressive parties need to come together to save India, its people, and the constitution. We definitely have our differences because they are all very powerful leaders with powerful parties. And Congress is the single largest party that is going to take BJP head on. The Patna summit was just the beginning. There will be a lot of dialogues. We'll take it further in Bengaluru, and there will be further meetings. And I am sure at the end of the day, till the election comes, everybody will forget their individual small differences and come together for the bigger picture, that is India, and to safeguard
Adhir Ranjan Chowdary calling Mamata Banerjee a liar is a small problem. Adhir Ranjan Chowdary calling Mamata Banerjee a liar is a small problem.
Choro ki party.
Navika ji, I'll just give you the answer. Navika ji, I'll just give you the answer about Mr. Adhir Chowdary, and I will make a request to you that Navika ji, please do not drag me into any controversy about unwanted noises made from the sidelines.
I'm not making any noises. I'm just asking you, is Adhir Ranjan's name calling of Mamata Banerjee?
No, I am not talking about you. I am saying
you answer my question. You answer my question.
Unwanted noise made in the silence.
Riju Dutta, I asked you a question. I want an answer to the question that I've raised.
Navika, I can tell you that what Adhir Ranjan said was
So the
wrong.
the answer is okay. I will dissect it. I will dissect it. Just Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Ji, the question is to me. Let me answer. I can answer for myself. I will dissect my answer, and that is, if in a united opposition meet where Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge is present, and they are in unison with Mamata Banerjee and the opposition parties, who is Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury?
He's the leader of the opposition party in the Lok Sabha, but
He's
obviously
the
that's
leader
of
of the
no
House.
relevance. Gaurav Bhatia,
Leader of the House
yes,
of
your
the
point.
Congress party.
Your point, Gaurav.
Yes, I will respond. First of all, look at the irony of the Congress party. A sympathizer has the power and authority to say Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury, who's the leader of the House for the Congress party, is wrong. And they would not sack him yet. And then they feel the world would believe them. And TMC is so shameless, Navika, that Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury, who's the leader of the House, calls them चोरों की पार्टी, और ममता बनर्जी चोरों की पार्टी बुलवाने के बाद ठगों के साथ बैठ रहे हैं, इसीलिए तो ठग है. Now let me remind the TMC spokesperson. Mamata Banerjee, yes, participated in a press conference. What did she say? She said we are all united. And after that, there have been statements from both sides, the TMC and the Congress party, and they have been calling names to each other. So they are so united. Second, Mamata Banerjee said, if we do not unite, BJP will win the election, and this will be the last election for India. Let me make it very clear. Two prophecies I made. The BJP will win the election. Narendra Modi ji will be elected as the Prime Minister. And there will be elections in India because it is the most robust and powerful democracy in the world, and that is why it's respected. Third,
Riju Dutta wants to come in, and Riju Dutta, you talked about the cordiality in the press conference on 23rd of June. Lot of water has fallen under the bridge on the 29th of June, and I'm asking you about the current situation and the kind of noises that we are hearing from the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress, Trinamool Congress and the Congress. And I want to ask you just one question. Rahul Gandhi, Prime Minister of the opposition, acceptable or not? Yes or no?
That first of all, that question is not for me, a spokesperson of a party, to answer. That will be a collective decision by the leaders of the opposition summit. Point number one. Point number two, there is no difference and no issues with the Congress and the Trinamool Congress. If local leaders of the Congress want to create a ruckus, again I will say it, where Rahul Gandhi and Mr. Kharge are in unison with Mamata Banerjee, what anybody else says does not matter. That is irrelevant. And third, to Gaurav Bhatia, I will tell you, when he is raising points about what Mamata Banerjee said. Arey Gaurav Bhatia, please let me finish, and then please let me finish. Don't be uncourteous.
Rahul Gandhi ko. Mamata Banerjee is your tallest leader. She called Rahul Gandhi a kid.
Mamata Banerjee के सामने, अरे ममता बनर्जी के सामने, can I finish, Navika ji, please?
Yes, make your point.
If ममता बनर्जी ने राहुल गांधी को छोटा बच्चा बोला तो वो अगर खराब लग गया, तो यही गौरव भाटिया जब दूसरी पार्टी में था मोहन भागवत और नरेंद्र मोदी को ढोंगी बोला था, आज बीजेपी का नेशनल स्पोक्सपर्सन होकर बैठा हुआ है.
तो मैं ममता बनर्जी से बड़ा लीडर बन गया.
Thank you. Stories, Gaurav Bhatia.
So I'm a bigger, taller leader than Mamata Banerjee.
Well, let me get in Dinesh Chowdary of spokesperson of the BRS.
Run away, Gaurav Bhatia.
Very generous.
You are messing with the wrong spokesperson.
Gentlemen, take a deep breath. Election आज नहीं है. EVM अभी बक्से में है. Just calm down, and let me get in Dinesh Chowdary of the BRS.
पसीना निकल गया ये सुन के.
Dinesh Chowdary of the BRS. Dinesh Chowdary.
पसीना मेहनत करने वालों का निकलता है. जो दलाली करते हैं, गुलाबी गड्डियों पे सोते हैं, उनका पसीना नहीं निकलता है भैया. जो मेहनत करेगा उसका पसीना निकलेगा.
गाली दिया था उस दिन, याद करो. गुलाबी मोहन भागवत को गाली दिया था, याद नहीं था? मोहन भागवत को गाली देने वाला वीडियो चलाए हम.
पसीना नहीं निकलेगा.
चाचा जी को गाली देने वाला वीडियो चलाए हम.
नहीं तो आप, अरे मैं जिस
घर से निकल
मेरे को तो गर्व है, मैं गलत जगह था, ममता बनर्जी को भेज दो बीजेपी में, सही कर देंगे।
सुप्रीम कोर्ट में भी
मुझे तो गर्व है, मैं मोदी जी का प्रवक्ता हूँ। ममता बनर्जी को भी भेज दो, उनके लिए भी जगह बनाएंगे, उनको ठीक कर देंगे। पलटू राम है ममता बनर्जी, क्या बोलती थी सीएए पे, क्या बोलती थी, भूल गए?
जिसकी आज
अरे ममता बनर्जी को इज्जत नहीं मिल रही, व्हाई आर यू गेटिंग एग्रीड विद मी? आज द कांग्रेस,
अरे ममता बनर्जी,
आज द कांग्रेस, दे डोंट गिव रिस्पेक्ट टू ममता बनर्जी।
कितना इज्जत मिल रहा है उसका सवाल, उसका सोचिए आप।
महीना
बाकी है।
हाँ, वो अभी के चंद्रशेखर राव ने इज्जत दी है,
रिटायरमेंट प्लान बना
के चंद्रशेखर राव ने इज्जत दी है। हाउ मेनी सीट्स आर यू गोइंग टू गेट इन द 2024 इलेक्शंस? इज ममता बनर्जी का प्राइम मिनिस्टीरियल फेस?
फंड में पैसा डालना शुरू कर दीजिए।
जस्ट सी योर पॉलिटिकल स्टैचर फर्स्ट।
नहीं रहेगा।
इट्स अ रीजनल पार्टी, यू विल स्टे अ रीजनल पार्टी बिकॉज यू हैव नो एजेंडा for the people of the country. You only indulge in appeasement politics, killing, butchering people, murdering them, and raping women.
We are a regional party that has defeated
you. Remember 2nd May?
Time again.
2nd May, you remember?
You were defeated.
What did the High Court say? 9-10 slaps on the face of Mamata Banerjee.
My God. Calm down, gentlemen. Elections are not today, and we all know it's going to be a keenly watched and keenly contested elections, but just calm down. We are only in the end of June today. We have a few months to go. Maybe you can all drink a glass of water, nimbu pani, whatever you want. Just calm down your tempers a bit, and let me go across to Mr. Dinesh Chowdary of the BRS. Mr. Dinesh Chowdary, I want to ask you, which is the real opposition? The opposition parties that met in Patna, the BRS, and other parties like TDP, other parties who haven't joined this bloc, which is the real opposition, number one? And do you think after what Mr. KTR has said, Mr. Rahul Gandhi will be really the man who will want his place as the leader of the opposition, united opposition ranks, because Congress is the only pan-India party, and therefore he should be the leader leading the pack?
Navika ji, we have been very clear on our stand from 2018 itself that we are equidistant to both Congress and BJP, because we have a firm belief that the woes of the country which it is facing today are the responsibility of governance by these two parties from the past 75 years. So we are not ready to accept either BJP or Congress as the only choice of the people when it relates to elections.
But are you nervous about the Congress party's growing footprint in Telangana? Is that why Mr. KTR is making all of those statements? Sanjay Jha raised that question.
Absolutely. I stand by
Navika ji, let me come in, Navika ji, on this one. Let me come in on this one.
Yes, the floor is yours.
See, Congress party claiming a euphoric conditions after its victory in Karnataka does not apply to Telangana.
That's why you
because there it was against BJP and that
Dinesh ji, वो आपके लोग छोड़ के
Mr. Sanjay Jha, you need to get the facts straight. Mr. Sanjay Jha, you need to get your facts straight. If you do not have any knowledge about Telangana issues, please learn about them. Those are the people who have been sacked or suspended by BRS 3 months back.
Okay.
Those are the spent forces which we do not want. And you people are vying for them. It shows the pathetic condition your Congress party is in.
Boss, you can see the straws in the
and
window.
KTR is calling Congress party names is not something which is new. It is. अरे देखते रहो ऐसा ही सोच के पिछले बार 4 पार्टियों के साथ मिलके आए थे.
Live in the moment, my dear friend. Live in the moment.
Mr. Dinesh Chowdary, we will stick to parliamentary language. We will stick to parliamentary language. But I want to ask you, Dinesh Chowdary, from where you are sitting, does this opposition unity really seem like united to you? And do you think they are going to be able to challenge Mr. Narendra Modi? What's your impression?
Navika ji, there are already chinks in whatever opposition coalition you are calling, because Aam Aadmi Party has raised an issue with Congress Party asking it, why hasn't it supported its stand on the anti-federal ordinance brought by BJP government in Delhi issues. Congress Party hasn't made its stand clear, and in fact, if I have to say, it is towing the line of BJP in that matter. Curbing the powers of a democratically elected government by ordinance, how does Congress Party think itself as a champion of democracy? So, and also there have been voices by parties which have participated in that meeting asking the Congress Party not to contest in states and cutting into its vote share against BJP. Will Congress agree to it? Or will those parties encourage Congress Party in their states?
Sanjay Jha responding to you. Sanjay Jha responding to you. Sanjay Jha respond.
Navika, let me tell you, I don't know if he's got some speculative gossip with him. But दिनेश जी, आपको मैं पूरे सार्वजनिक तरीके से एक बहुत ही लोकप्रिय चैनल में आपको ये बताना चाहूंगा कि आप चिंता बहुत कीजिए, बहुत चिंता कीजिए आप, because the opposition has had a wonderful conversation in a
हमें जरूरत नहीं है संजय झा जी,
as my friend
हमारे जनता, तेलंगाना का जनता केसीआर जी के साथ है, कांग्रेस पार्टी की गवर्नमेंट हम लोग जरूर किसी भी हालत में नहीं पहुंचेंगे। आपके 2 महीने 3 महीने पहले आपके पार्टी के डिपॉजिट जब्त हो गए तेलंगाना में, क्या बात कर रहे हैं संजय झा जी आप? आपके पार्टी के डिपॉजिट जब्त हो गए कुछ महीने पहले तेलंगाना में, क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप लोग?
हाँ ठीक है। Anyway, Navika, to answer you and to the panelists and to your viewers at large, the opposition is convinced that there is a swing in the public mood, that all the hype and the hoopla that the BJP indulges in is now getting them diminishing returns. India's democracy, and this is a great country. This is a fantastic country, and we need to all fight to preserve it. This is not the prerogative of the BJP because they won 2 general elections. Just because Mr. Modi believes he's the most popular man since humanity came into being does not make that the truth. I think we are fighting for 140 crore people of India, and you will see after the Bengaluru meet, the Bengaluru summit, that's the right word to use, you will see how the opposition is moving ahead at absolutely...
We are watching every day, sir. That's what journalism is all about. We watch the temperatures every day. But Shubhrastha ji, sorry for coming to you late, but I want to ask you, after all that you've heard today, what is the impression that you get?
The impression that I get is that the opposition is as confused as it used to be, and with this kind of obfuscation of reality, with this kind of confusion within the ranks, I don't think the opposition really putting up a brave fight in front of the BJP. The reason why I say this, Navika ji, is because every time that they meet, there's a huge hoopla created around this opposition unity. But immediately after the meeting gets over, there is no clarity whatsoever on any policy initiative that the opposition takes up collectively. Also, with respect to the leadership question, there's not one leader within the Congress party, whether it's Rahul or it's Sonia or it's Priyanka, none of them have the kind of general collective good well-being that they enjoy within the other regional parties. So it's going to be a huge confusion going forward, and I think as a voter, I don't think the opposition looks like a collected house as of now.
But it will be a pertinent question to ask. It will be a pertinent question to ask. Third time repeating the same government versus an opposition. Will voters be looking at a change, or do you think the change that is on offer will scare the voters? Where do you stand on that?
I think there is always room for change in a democracy. There's always room for alternatives in a democracy. But what kind of alternatives are we looking at? What kind of change are we looking at is also a question. As much as Sanjay Jha would want to wax eloquent about Rahul Gandhi's leadership capabilities while, he visits Manipur today, this is just a sample to tell you how the alternative that we have in front of us is so bleak. You know, Rahul Gandhi should have visited Manipur when Ibobi Singh was the chief minister, and Manipur had one of the most gruesome blockades that it ever saw. 40 days of economic blockade in Manipur. Children, infants did not used to have formula milk. The situation was as dire as that. Life-saving medicines for diabetes and whatnot were not available. Rahul Gandhi never moved out of his plush house in Delhi to. Right now, what he's doing is political opportunism. Similarly, right now, what the opposition unity right now is the unity of opportunism. As much as they would like to wax eloquent about the state of democracy in this country, let's not forget, Navika ji, you have covered, you've covered the entire political events for a very long time. I don't think the opposition today has no voice. The opposition today not only has a voice, it is so vociferous today that anybody who questions the opposition comes from, either Godi media or Godi camp or whatever. So let's not fool ourselves into believing that there is no democracy in this country. The point is that the opposition lacks coherence, the opposition lacks rationale, and the opposition lacks simple basic question of who is the leader of the opposition today. It's as simple as that.
Well, Nawal Kishore ji, issue ये है लीडर पता नहीं, साथ हैं पता नहीं, लेकिन एक चीज है, एक फेविकॉल है सबको जोड़ने के लिए, वो है मोदी हटाओ. Is that going to be enough to make this opposition unity work?
देखिए, जो आपको पता नहीं है और जो किसी को भी पता नहीं है, लगता है कि उसे पता नहीं है कि ऑपोजिशन की ताकत क्या है, उसको मालूम, वो उन्हीं लोगों को लगता है, those who do not believe in unity in diversity, those who hate unity in diversity will not see what is happening in this country. This is not simple thing that all regional party with a strong face and a strong base are coming together on one issue that reflect idea of India. And what is idea of India? Idea of India is there in the constitution. Is there in Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, आपस में है भाई भाई, multi-culture, multi-language, multi-regional. These are the reality of this country. And that has been day in and day out. It is being butchered by this party, which is known as BJP. They are against
last word, Gaurav Bhatia, so much diversity that sur or tal dono nahi mil raha. Yeah, what Nawal Kishore ji is saying that you are failing to recognize the winds of change. Which one of this is true?
You just have seen that Amit Shah has visited 7 times in Bihar Navika, in a matter of 6 months. This shows that okay, how he is disturbed, how he is bothered. What will he say?
Okay, Gaurav Bhatia is responding.
Look at the mental bankruptcy of the spokespersons. If a leader goes to Bihar and engages with the people, then he is scared. But if a constituency like Rai Bareli,
you have got.
Can you be quiet, please? Navika,
I'm running out of time, so I'll lower your fader. Gaurav Bhatia, 30 seconds. Please complete your point.
Thank you. In 30 seconds, I'll utilize every second. All those parties came together. But do you know what their total sum number was? It was 131. And as I understand the parliament of the country, you require 273 for a majority. So even if all these dage kartoos come together, they will not become a live bomb. And Shri Narendra Modi ji is a leader who's revered by the people of India. He will be blessed again. With that confidence, we go to the people of the country.
Well, we leave it at that for the moment. Huge challenges on every side. Which way is the public of India going to go? We'll have to wait and watch. Thank you very much to my panelists joining me on debate number 1.
The News Hour first. We'll be right back after the break.